G'day everyone, welcome to Hook, Line and Sinker, and today's show is all about adventure, Nick.
It certainly is, Andrew.
Adventure with a capital A.
We're on the east coast of Tasmania. Now, Tasmania's suffering through a heat wave at the minute.
It's a
been
drought.
over 20 degrees for the last week, but not here at Triabunna, where it's threatening rain and overcast skies. So we're going camping.
Exactly right, it seems like a good idea. Just out there over the hills a bit, Maria Island. We're going to take the beautiful bar crusher out there and we're just going to see what happens. It's about an adventure.
We're living off the fat of the land.
Haven't even bought any food.
We're not saying that we're going to catch big fish.
As is. Whoa! You want to jump here, have a swim?
You're a twit.
I'm on a dam!
Point well made, although you didn't make it that well. Hey, Martin!
I love it, I love it. I think we bogged. That's not different. No.
Right, now just quickly before we get going, one little trap for your newbie players. I was off doing a few things while Andrew put the support boat in, which is this tinny here. You forgot one of the fundamentals, Hardy. Just take us through it.
No, that's not important. Boats have bungs, obviously, little holes at the back, so you can drain water out. They're also good for letting water in.
Letting a heap of water in. They let it in quickly.
Yep.
So anyway, now he's got the camping.
We're actually up the road and got a call from our distressed cameraman saying that the support boat's sinking, it's sinking, I don't know what to do.
And we said, you better do something. He said, I can't do anything. It's going well so far.
How are we going to survive on an island?
All right, well, after a somewhat eventful trip.
We also did a trailer bearing on the support boat, which we didn't mention.
Yeah, so we've had a few hiccups, but this is Maria Island. It's one of the, I think there are 20-odd national parks in Tasmania, and this island is entirely protected. There are fishing zones, exclusion zones, etc., around it. This, fortunately, isn't one of them. Now,
no, it's not.
Because we are living off the land, Andrew, I want you to explain to the people what will be on the menu, because at this point, we've got nothing.
We have got nothing. We didn't buy anything except
margarine.
some bread and some margarine.
Yeah.
What we're hoping for, first of all, is to use this,
Yes.
not a fishing rod, but a snorkel and mask,
Yes.
to find some abalone and some crayfish.
Yes, using these. These are the tools of our trade
Exactly.
today.
Abalone and crayfish for entree, followed by a main course of flathead a little bit later on. Then we'll set our cray pots to get more crayfish. And
If we get
tomorrow
crayfish,
brings
pal,
what tomorrow brings.
I'll be having crayfish for entree, main and dessert. You can
right.
eat all the flatties you like.
We'll get crazy. You'll be sick of them shortly.
Righto.
You've got to get in there.
Yeah, got to get in the water. That's the
That's
only
the problem.
disappointing part. Righto. Let's do it. And just with your bare hands.
Yeah. You just see them and you
Grab them.
grab them.
Ooh. There he is, like a harp seal cub, just frolicking in the shallows. Hardy's been using his layer of personal blubber to keep warm for about 40 minutes he's been in the water. In the meantime, I've used the advantages of compressed air to dive down and very fortuitously snag out a couple of these little puppies, and these are, big one's got a little one, southern rock lobster, and that is as good a delicacy as comes from the Southern Ocean. They are just magnificent things to eat. I do love them. And shortly, when we retire back to camp, we'll be cooking those in a variety of ways, just keeping them fresh in the catch bag. Now, there's very strict limits on the amount and size of southern rock lobster that you can take out of Tasmanian waters. The bag limit per person, assuming you have a licence, is 5 per day, which is pretty generous, really, particularly when you are using the compressed air, because they just sort of sit down there under a rock and you can come along and pick them on out. But interesting to see what Hardy comes back with. You're not going that well, I don't think. Mate, you know, they're under the water. You've got to go under. That's it. Like that. And here he comes. Jacques Cousteau. How'd you go, Jacques? You are kidding me. Look at that lovely little southern rock lobster and some.
I heard him, I ripped his thing off.
Yes.
Right.
Another delicacy of Tasmania that, well, most people will know well. That's abalone, black-lipped abalone. And they go for about $40 a kilo. So we have got quite the feast ready to cook up this evening. Well done, young man. Are you all right?
I cut my thumb on an ab. Hurts a bit.
That's hunter-gathering though, isn't it?
Yeah, that's what it's all about.
That's right.
So it's the little boys out from the man.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
You'll take some pride in that cut.
Yeah, it's just a wound.
Well, it's just a scratch.
A
It's
badge
nothing.
of honour.
Wear it like a thorny crown. Yum. Good work. Well done.
All right, now if you don't fancy swimming around in the water for almost an hour, I can't really recommend it. There is another way that you can recreationally catch the beautiful crayfish or southern rock lobster, and that is in one of these things here. It's a cray pot. And in the cray pot you put bait, in this case a half a striped tuna, and then you find a big bundi, as I call them, or rock, to throw the cray pot. We've got a good one here on the Sound of Nick.
A bundi?
A bundi.
There's no such word. Shall I toss the pot?
Yeah.
This is exactly... No,
Hang on, we're pretty shallow.
too shallow.
How shallow is it?
I don't know. You've got
Yeah,
the
chuck
sound.
her in. Go on, chuck her. Ah! Bundi's away!
Bundi's away!
And what happens is the crayfish climbs in the top of the pot and then can't get out until we pull the pot up in the morning. Theory being that the crayfish walk around at night.
Yes, well, they smell the striped tuna, which is a bit ponky anyway.
Ponky bungy.
Very important that you have your buoy correctly marked, because
Correct.
that's how they know that you've got a licence. The whole lot over the side, like that. Set and forget, and quite literally it's pot luck. Right now, the last little bit of hunter gathering that we need to do today, because it's getting late, it's 10 to 6 and we still haven't made camp, is drifting for the old frog, the croc, the flathead. And this is Mercury Passage between Maria Island and the mainland of Tasmania, where the cloud is still hanging over there, a bit rainy and miserable looking, but sandy bottom, couple of hooks, bit of striped tuna. And wait. Whoa! If this is a flathead, Andrew, it's a huge fish.
What? That just smashed it.
It certainly
it's a flathead.
did. This could be a great big... Oh, you're on!
I'm on! I was really fishing hard and concentrating very,
Oh,
very
it doesn't
hard
look
there.
like a flathead.
What have we got?
I've got a
I've got
gummy
a flathead.
shark.
Oh, you've got a gummy shark.
I've got a gummy shark.
What a beauty. Well done. That's the flathead that we're after.
Yeah.
He's a nice little, 35, 40 centimetre flathead. And
Now,
that...
is this a shark nursery?
I don't know. I'm not sure.
Possibly a shark nursery, so
Probably let him go then.
we might just pop him back in the water and let him go. I'm not sure about that.
No.
Couldn't tell you.
Opposed to when you go to a new area that you haven't been before, and particularly when you're making a show,
Yeah.
pays to do your research.
Oh, obviously.
Find out just small
Our
things.
researchers are rubbish.
Yes.
Need new research.
I agree with that actually.
Note to self, get new research.
We'll get a researcher because we don't have researchers.
No, but just give us a little a taster, an appetizer for what you'll be doing with these fish.
Nick, I stumbled across a recipe. Don't laugh at me.
I'm not laughing at you.
Don't look
I'm
at me
saying-
like that. I stumbled across a recipe, and I'll give away more later in the show.
Yep.
but it's to do with curry powder and flour, and then you shallow fry them.
We've sort of given it away.
That's all you do. It's all you do, just fillet them, curry powder, flour, shallow fry.
Oh yeah, no, I'm on. I got a fish. Thankfully, after all that, always only very, very precariously and lightly hooked.
Good fish though.
That's how precariously and lightly hooked he was. Righto, come on Hardy, that's it.
Camping.
It's time. All right, we have made camp here at, it's actually called Chinaman's Bay on Maria Island, and here are 3 of our beautiful crayfish tails that we've just taken out, halved, and I've just sprinkled a little bit of brown sugar on there, and just quickly, sorry, in here, this baby born bottle is a little splash of medicinal whiskey that we're just going to splash on there. Now this is a just a little fish smoker that you might tackle shops, and in there, metho going, crayfish on top, lid, bang, 15 minutes, smoked crayfish here on magnificent Maria Island. Oh, hot. Look. Maria smoked cray. Or we'll go on the sinker after the break.
The Deep End, brought to you by the University of Tasmania.
Rock lobsters are a really valuable fish. There can still be shortages even in well-managed fisheries, and aquaculture offers one opportunity to expand the market. A real technological breakthrough in the last 3 years has been closing the life cycle of this animal.
Closing the lobster life cycle is the holy grail essentially of aquaculture, because they are such a difficult species, but also because they're such a high value species. We started off working on the southern rock lobster, and that's where we had our first success with Peter the Pyrrhus, which is now nearly 2.5 years old. But we found that when we cultured eastern rock lobsters, that they actually grew faster in the hatchery, and so we're concentrating on those.
What's been the experience with prawns?
With prawns, the breakthrough in prawn culture came in the laboratories in Japan in the 1960s. Since then, aquaculture of prawns has exploded, and now it constitutes 3/4 of total world production. We're hoping to achieve that same success with lobsters.
All right, the problem with your camping is that the morning comes around, everyone feels shocking, the campsite looks like a disaster area, and you've got to cook breakfast. I was quite enthusiastic about my flathead recipe yesterday. Now I couldn't really care less. But anyway, in the plastic bag goes flour and curry powder, and you fill it a flathead. Buttered pan, buttered fry pan, on it goes. Sizzles away, you give it sort of, 5 minutes, and then you eat it in bread with lemon. I just want to go home. There's a person, look. Look, look, turn the bloody camera around. See, look, turns out an absolute treat. The curry just giving it extra flavour.
Curry, presumably. Hang on.
Flathead sandwich for breakfast. See? Living like kings. Absolutely living like kings at the minute. This is how, if I was a king, this is how I'd wake up every morning.
All right, the final ritual, the final camping ritual is the beach cricket. Andrew Hart now is the new batsman. Don't know a lot about him other than he looks nervous and uncomfortable. Just hanging the bat out like he doesn't want to be here. He bowled him! He bowled him! What a wonderful delivery! The express pace of Digan and the fragile temperament of Hart. That's cricket! Cricket!
Great expectations now as we pull the pots on the morning of our camping adventure. Nick, how are you going with it?
Well, I'm knocked up really. I'm
you?
I'm a bit beaten.
Let me give you a hand.
Good work. Oh, ow.
Oh no, when
Yes,
I say
this is the good fun part of cray potting. Although it would have to be said that our adventures in cray potting have been somewhat hit and miss.
I don't really know what we're doing.
More miss than hit.
Yeah.
But you know, you never know.
Oh goodness, we've got a great big bit of weed.
And what else?
A crayfish.
One crayfish.
One.
Just watch. Don't scratch the boat.
No,
One crayfish.
I'm not going to. Look. Ah.
Get him out. I'll get the crayfish measure.
Yeah.
We'll measure him.
Now there.
There's our little crayfish. Don't scratch the boat.
No.
The crusher. Now, we've got to sex the crayfish first.
That's a female because it's got big things of those.
Big things, that's where it carries its eggs or its berries. The other way you can tell is that little last leg there has got a little nipper on it, little pincer.
Oh, yes.
So the size limit for female crayfish is 105 millimetres. You get one of these little cray measures.
Yeah, like
it's got to
that.
go in there, right hard back in there. And if it goes over the edge,
Well, he just sneaks in.
just sneaks in. That is a size
It's a
fish.
very unlucky crayfish, another millimetre, and she'd be back in the water, but unfortunately she tastes too good. Yep, probably the world's most unfortunate crayfish, but very, very tasty all the same. Now, Maria Island is on the east coast of Tassie and is accessible by ferry all year round. It's a national park and there are some fishing exclusion zones, so check the park's website before you head off on your own camping adventure.
Yes, well, it's a magnificent place, Maria Island, Andrew. Gotta love it, living off the land.
Beautiful place, beautiful spot, magical time I've spent with you, Nick. I've really enjoyed it. Camping,
Camping, yes.
oh, camping.
The best thing about camping is going home.
Yeah.
I need to brush my teeth and go to the toilet.
So do I. Now stand by, because after the break we're out of our sleeping bags and onto the bright lights of Sydney to lift the lid on Australia's biggest fish market.
Talking tackle now on Hook, Line and Sinker, and I'm joined by Graham Wilson, the man behind the name of Australia's own Wilson Tackle Company. Graham, welcome to the program.
Good to be here.
Now today, mate, we are talking about these Shore Catch ready-to-fish tackle packs. They are a boon for the fishermen just looking to get in and get out.
Yes, they're designed for anyone, for families. If they want to go into the shop, they can just pick up something they can actually go out fishing with. They've got the correct hooks, swivels, sinkers for all the Pacific fish.
These smaller packs are species specific, that is, there's a snapper pack, a trout pack, flathead, whiting and brim pack. The hooks, the sinkers, the swivels are all matched, but if you want more, you can go for this one.
Yes, this one's got everything. This will cover all your general species, so you can pick it up, take it out fishing. You've got everything you need for a day's outing or a week.
201 pieces of tackle in this tackle box, and you get to keep the box as well.
Yes, a good 3-tray tackle box, and they come in all sizes too, 1-tray tackle boxes.
Shore Catch ready-to-fish packs, check them out. Now, before we go this week, something just a little bit interesting, Andrew. It's ungodly hour in the morning. I had to get up at 4 o'clock this morning. That's hurt me. I had to wear this fluoro vest, and that's hurting me more. But this is the Sydney Fish Market, and it's quite interesting from a fisherman's perspective.
Nick, it is. I love the smell of fish in the morning.
Yeah.
But, wandering around down there, fishmongers from all over Sydney and in fact Australia, and they're looking at all manner of species of fish. If you name it, it's there.
This is the biggest fish market anywhere in the country, and it's anything. If you can buy it in a fish shop, It's here. We'll get down there and have a look. The auction's about to start.
Very good.
This is an interesting part of the market, particularly for your game fishermen, hardy people like you.
Yes, big game fisherman, Nick. This gets my fishing arms itching. I want to hook one of
There
these.
you go. These are some big yellowfin tuna and some a heap of broadbill swordfish.
Surprising by that, isn't it?
And quite small broadbill swordfish.
Yes.
But there you go.
We've tried to catch them on the show before, never even sighted one.
Never.
Heaps of them here, probably more than...
These big sashimi tunas, basically, they've got a section cut out, and that's so the buyers, Andrew, can assess the quality of the
Yes, they come. It's like a good wine.
Yeah, that's right.
Just give it a sniff.
The colour,
Yes.
the fat marbling.
Yes.
Fat marbling, very important in your sashimi
Yep.
tuna, you know. More fat, more better.
More better.
More whatever. It's early.
You know what that is?
What's that?
Moonfish.
How strange.
Extraordinary.
Now the auction's underway, Hardy. It's interesting. It's
Yes.
you're bidding. What are you bidding on?
I just bought some bream, Nick. Yep.
I'm bidding on some wobbegong shark, but it's actually a Dutch auction, and that is the price starts high and it comes down. And then when you think you're at the price that you want to pay, bang, you bid, and that's it. You're gone. It's yours. Flathead salmon, eel. Yes, I'm into that.
The Sydney Fish Market is in Pyrmont, Sydney, and is the largest of its type anywhere in the Southern Hemisphere. You'll know it by the overwhelming smell of fish.
Tours of the auction are run by appointment, and it's a great place for lunch, but be warned, you may have to get out of bed early, and it does stink. Check it out online at sydneyfishmarket.com.au.
There you go, folks. It's all been done here at the Sydney Fish Market.
I like
Good
it.
spot. Come and check it out if you're in the Big Smoke.
Yes, that's unfortunately all we've got time for this week on the show, but we'll be back, as always, next week.
Hook, line and sinker goes to sea in the mighty Bar Crusher 640C.
Bar Crusher, smooth, tough, plate aluminium boats.
Power comes by the way of the awesome Yamaha F200 4-stroke.
Yamaha, make it the heart of your boat.
And when we fish, it's with quality Wilson tackle.
Since 1946, Wilson, the Australian tackle company.
Don't forget to check us out on the web at www.fishnet.com.au.